Acolytes, another Scouter V video. So, this is about Monster Hunter Wilds. Just in a short time, it has its problems, I enjoy it. Would I recommend it for the full price? Not really. But I think Scouter V will basically explain why. And I hope this sound is... Last video was just a disaster with the sound. And I don't know why, but while testing, I hope this is now fine. So my voice, Overlord voice, can be heard by you, Acolytes. And you can enjoy it in the full. But let's just see what Scouter V, hey, that rhymed nice, has to say about Monster Hunter Wilds.
My dudes, get your lubes. We gotta take down some of these huge monsters. But first, we gotta upgrade
Hell
our
yeah.
gear.
Hell
Oh,
yeah!
thanks, Gemma. Okay. Oh, wow. Holy mother of God. I've never seen such fine craftsmanship. Okay, I gotta start out saying that I was not a huge fan of Monster Hunter until Wilds came out. I tried a few times to get into the series, but nothing ever clicked. I first played Monster Hunter on the PS2 back in the...
Oh, yes! Oh! Actually, this clicked already for me. I have to admit it was clunky, but it is what it is. And more of a casual gamer, by the way. And Monster Hunter Wilds, I'm just strolling around for now. But still, the Dajin, the gigantic ice dragon, just defeated him. After I finally recognized that you have to hide behind the ice pillars, he wasn't that hard.
As soon as I see a mini-map with a bunch of narrow corridors in it, I immediately lose interest. I'm never gonna get it. I don't see what's so fun about walking down narrow hallways the entire game, with barely anything to interact with in the world. And it's not just Monster Hunter that has this problem. For some reason, Japanese games try to prioritize graphics over world building. And this started around the PS2 era. The first time I noticed it was in Final Fantasy X, which was released in 2001. This was the first Final Fantasy game that ditched the world map, which made every other Final Fantasy game so awesome. So this left little weeby Scouter V in a predicament. I prefer Japanese aesthetics in games over Western ones. You know what I'm talking about. However, a little small nerdy man named Todd Howard came along and dropped a game called The Elder Scrolls Oblivion in 2002.
Yeah, you can have Todd Howard or Tifa to look at. I know what I pick.
And my God. Keep in mind, the first Monster Hunter came out 2 years after Oblivion launched, and it was at the same price point. Are you really telling me that Capcom, bathing in all that sweet Resident Evil money, this is the best that they could do? Come on, man. Oh geez, guys, let's gather some berries to prepare for the next fight. Oh sweet, a huskberry. Meanwhile, I'm out here in Oblivion like, you better not buy any unripe bananas, bitches, cause you won't be around to eat them. Now look, I'm not saying that every game needs to be open world like Skyrim and Oblivion, but it still blows my mind that not a single Japanese company has tried to take Skyrim's open world, throw a bunch of weeby shit in it, and top it off with gratuitous amounts of the old ooh woo. Come on, dudes, tell me you wouldn't want to play that game. So many years later, I tried to get into Monster Hunter again with Monster Hunter World, and while a lot of Monster Hunter fans loved it, it still didn't hook me in. So I was a bit skeptical about Monster Hunter Wilds. Not to mention the game is almost 10,000 yen in Japan, which is basically $100 US. So I was debating on even picking this one up, but a friend of mine hooked me up with a copy just to try it out. And 50 hours later, I finally get it. What do y'all think about my particle? Huh? What do you mean that's offensive? So check it out. Normally I don't score games on my channel, but I'll just say it right now. This game for me is about an 8 out of 10. The game loop of taking down bosses and upgrading gear is fun as hell. And the world doesn't feel as restricted as the other games did. And don't give me shit for saying this, but I spent around 8 hours running around fishing. It gave me those old Ocarina of Time fishing vibes.
Fair enough. And by the way, the only thing I miss in Monster Hunter Wilds is the preparation basically died out. You don't have to prepare for a boss fight. You have everything you need on the spot.
And now that I've finished the story, I've been playing with a good friend of mine, Pervy Sage, on his streams, and it's been fun as hell. Overall, the game slaps, and I see why people like it. So why is this game not a 9 or a 10 out of 10? Well, some of the design choices hold the game back. The worst thing about it is the boring story. Some people have told me they don't mind it, but this is the first game I've played where I've skipped every single cutscene.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Yes. The only cutscenes I actually watched is with the Palico. The Palico is the only nice thing in the entire, or the only nice cutscenes in the entire game. But it's more of a partnership building up with the Pelico than anything else. The rest is just irrelevant.
The only characters that were even remotely interesting was Alma, my own Pariko, and of course Gemma. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to know her story to know her stories.
Upgrades armor, by the way. I don't care about Miss Manjaw and this wussy ladyboy. And who the hell thought this kid Nada was a good idea? I can't be the only one that wanted to punt this little turd after seeing him try to throw a rock at Arkville. And yet for some reason, we have to keep hauling his lame ass throughout the entire game. Now, a lot of people are gonna say, who cares about the story? Just skip it and get to the end game. That's where all the fun is. And dudes, come on. If the story was actually interesting, you wouldn't be skipping it.
No, okay, okay. Yep. Kongolala model. I see it. Nope. Not even a second. Nope. I know what happens. And if you wanna, Acolytes, if you just wanna have your innocent undead eyes not being tainted, watch away now.
This boring? Capcom might as well quit wasting resources making it. It's removed from the game.
It's done. You can watch again. Now there is a V. V for thank you.
I can't help but to compare this game to Elden Ring, and even though I had no clue what the hell was going on, it was awesome. Another thing I gotta bring up is Capcom's commitment to keep pushing this genderless weirdo ideology. And before I do that, I just want to say that I know that these are not deal breakers for most people. But as I talk about it, I want you to think, does this design choice make the game better or worse for the player? Let's start with the obvious removal of gender in the character creation. A few years ago, Capcom and other Japanese gaming companies jumped the bandwagon to add the stupid Type A and Type B nonsense to their games, and over time players started calling out how stupid this ideology is. So recently we've seen Japanese companies try to push this appearance bullshit instead, as if it's any better. You can see it in Dragon Quest III HD2 Remake, and it's even worse here in Wilds. How bad?
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look. So let's say you want to make some knockoff Tifa. Since they added men and women into one slider, you have to go through all the male characters to get to the female ones. Annoying, but whatever. How about the voices? Well, I don't know why, but for some reason, the odd numbers are male voices and the even numbers are female. Oh, but lucky us. With voice pitch, you can actually make every voice sound male or female. Wow, this is great, right? Wrong. Get this. For some reason, after Capcom tried so hard to hide gender from the game, NPCs still refer to you as she or he based on not your appearance. Oh, no, no, no. It's based on which voice you selected, regardless of the pitch you choose. This is a joke. Man, why can't these people stop hurting themselves?
I noticed that. I randomed a few times and it's fine. My character went up fine.
In their own confusion. Not only did Capcom end up with a character creation menu that doesn't make sense, it's a trap! It ultimately just triggered the purple hairs that they were catering to in the first place, as now people are complaining.
I mean, come on, that's not even hard. The purple hairs will be triggered no matter what you do. You can just breathe and they will see this as an insult to life itself. Well, okay, I see some actual human beings being an insult to life itself. But, hey, just because they are hypocritical, you know.
Complaining about being misgendered since they can't select their own pronouns. So again, I ask you dudes, what value does this provide to anybody? Even if you don't care about it being in the game, can we all agree how stupid of a game design this is? Another thing I have to bring up is how greedy Capcom has gotten. They don't just want money, they want all the money. The game runs terrible on PC because of all this DRM crap they put in the game. I don't think it's right to punish everybody just because some people would rather download the game. Capcom, your game already made you millions. Turn it off already and take a look at all this DLC. This is all just flat out anti-consumer, and it's a shame to see. Come on.
Yes, it is. And I hope nobody bought
Capcom. What is this meme horse armor? Who do you think you are, Bethesda? This should all be in the base game, dudes. Oh, you want to change how your character looks? Oh well, fuck you, give us money. They made this a paid feature. Look, dudes, I don't like to tell people what to do with their money, but for the love of God, please don't buy this crap. If you're playing on PC right now, there are already mods to bypass this scam. Shame on you, Capcom. Anyways, like I said, the game is fun, and I'm almost 60 hours into it. But unfortunately, I still have to give the game a negative review on Steam for all the greedy anti-consumer bullshit. And if you other
Good, fair enough. Fair enough. I also wouldn't say that buying this at full price is worth it. wait until it's actually cheaper.
Dudes bought it on PC. I would suggest doing the same. I highly doubt it, but maybe Capcom will do something about it. Anyways, I gotta get out of here. I got a date with a certain blacksmith. Peace.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, for F's sake, this is just... Yeah, the Type A, Type B bollocks is... I'm gonna be honest, from every problem we have, this is the smallest one. You can just... In the end of the day, I hate it. Don't get me wrong, acolytes. But you can skip it, at least. There's that. The performance problems are way worse, by the way. I don't know why he didn't mention it, that it's just the lags or something like that, because... Or graphical mistakes that actually show up, so something sort did show up at least at the start. Now I don't encounter them, but at the start it was just painful when you just had your freaking entire monitor flash up in a dark hole light that flickers all the time. It's just, yeah. The story, I agree with him, it's boring as F. Nobody literally cares about it. And it takes way too long. Way too long. Even the freaking parts where you just ride your Raptor Striker thingy. It's just, come on. Just let me skip this bollocks. I don't care. Most people don't care. Let me prepare properly. And not just throw me in a hunt after in a story where I just don't give a fuck about. But as it is, acolytes, good night.